Hey guys, it's me, Rebecca. So this will be the start of another weekly vlog. I'm not entirely sure what I'll be getting up to this week, but we shall see. And reading wise, I'm still reading The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. And it's still just fine for me. I don't want to do enough because I am intrigued on about Vera's story really. I feel yes, I think that's the only reason I'm intrigued at, and I'm like, I do want to see what the point of the novel really is. So, yeah. But yeah, there's a couple ideas that were introduced that were interesting. In a sense, like it seems like with getting their fortune told and being told that the date of their deaths, the siblings were kind of given this like placebo effect, like let's say you're at the doctor and they prescribe you a medicine and it's like, oh, this will help you sleep better, and you take it and then you think it helps you sleep better. Like it's like that's probably not the best explanation, but it's like your mind, you're being told something by someone who seems to know it, and your mind's like, oh yeah, this will help. This will actually do what I'm being told it will do. So it's like that, like. They were told they were gonna die on a specific day, so they were gonna think, I'm gonna die on this specific day, I'm gonna live my life that way, so there was that, and that was quite interesting, and I just finished up Daniel's perspective, and he did, he already lost his younger two siblings, and so he is afraid that the day it was predicted he would die, he will actually die on that day. So he finds the lady who gave him his fortune, and he confronts her. And he has this idea that she's a fraud, that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like he's hoping that's the case, because I mean, who wants to die? So. And the lady, like, she didn't mean harm. She thought she was helping people. I mean, in the way people suffer, and she just wants to give them answers to questions they might have. In the same thing. And she says, like, if people know when they'll die, then they'll live. Like, so yeah, there is that, and it is very interesting. Like, he was the one who brought his siblings to her, so he wants to blame her when really, like he was drawn to her for some reason. Like, he's saying she advertised her services when she didn't. Like, anyway, he wants to put the blame on someone else, which is quite interesting. So yeah, but yeah, otherwise, like, the novel is still fine. I do like the discussions on like beliefs and whether that's religious or magic or whatever, and how if you believe in one or you witness another, how that can kind of cause a conflict between the two of them. So because Daniel, he was questioning his belief in God for many reasons, and yeah, so he thinks God is this man-made figure that we've created to suit our own purpose, when God shouldn't be that. It should be this figure that just serves everyone's purpose. Like, it should be more of an objective thing than subjective. So yeah, but yeah, this novel is interesting, I'll give it that, but it's just not my cup of tea, sadly. So yeah. So it's the next day, and it's quite a windy day, and I just finished The Immortalists, and honestly, this was fine. I'm probably gonna end up giving this a 3-star. Like, it's not a bad book, but I just found I really just couldn't connect with the characters. I did like some of the messages in here, but I just found in the end of the day, I just didn't really care about these characters, unfortunately. Oh yeah, to end this, we did get Vara's POV, or Vara's perspective, and Vara was the oldest sibling. She was the one who was predicted to live the longest. Sorry, it's just so very windy outside, I'm sorry. Vara has OCD. She is very particular about how things should be, and it also seems like she has a bit of an eating disorder. Like, she keeps track of what she eats, she portions her foods according to what she thinks, and yeah, she notices that she mentions she restricts herself on sweets, and then when she started this, her facing, so yeah, if that's a trigger, I would say be cautious of that. Like, it doesn't go into detail, and it's like she's viewing her eating habits as like a science experiment, like, for the longevity of it. But we see as well like how she's affected by the death of all of her siblings. Like, it does hit hard for her. So yeah, like, she does have some regrets, and yeah, she does have some regrets on how things went. Like, she regrets she never really reconnected with Simon after he left and before he died, and yeah, it seems like she also has her own opinions and her own fears and whatnot. But yeah, honestly, this book was fine. I did like how there was mention at the very end, and like how words do have power. Like, it was the words of the fortune teller that affected all of these siblings, and kind of in a way affected their decisions they made in life. Like, they all, in a way, like, even if they don't want to admit it, they did believe this lady's words and whatnot as well. It's not only in a way, and the fortune teller telling them when they would die, but also like in religious terms, I guess, like, we are affected by the words we read, in this case the Torah and whatnot. So yeah, I do like that. I do like the fact, like, they acknowledge the fact words do have power. So yeah, but yeah, that is my thoughts on that book. Honestly, yeah, I think after I film my March wrap up, I might unhaul it. I'm only keeping. I am horrible with like editing pictures into video with my video software, but yeah. But I'm also glad I read that, even if it was a lot done, because I think I've had that book as long as I had The Clockmaker's Daughter, I want to say. And even through those books just weren't my cup of tea, I still gave them a shot, and who knows, maybe my reading taste from when I picked them up was different to now. Who knows? So yeah. But next up, I am planning to read Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, which in a way is a bit funny because The Immortalist was one of the oldest books on my TBR. I just picked this up like last week if you saw my previous vlog, so that's a bit funny in my opinion. But yeah. This takes place during the Jazz Age, and it's about this young woman and a Mayan deaf god who embark on a life-changing journey. And yeah, I don't know, this seems interesting, and I'm excited to read this. So yeah. So it's the next day, and I have done some work, some cleaning and whatnot. And I think I mentioned yesterday I was gonna start Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, which I have. I'm now on page 52, and I'm liking it so far. We are following a girl named, I want to look so I don't butcher her name, because I have a feeling that might happen. Cassiopeia? I could be wrong with. Yeah. But after her father died, her and her mom, they went to live with her grandfather and like her aunt and cousins and whatnot, and they are basically treated as servants in this household. They're not treated the same as family, mostly because her father was a man who the grandfather did not approve of. He thought the mother was marrying someone below them, so in a sense, like, she became someone below them. So yeah. But Cassiope, I have to look at the character names all the time, otherwise I'll forget. And yeah. But anyway, she is left at home after the family goes on this excursion. The grandfather is an old man who takes a bath in this water that's supposed to preserve like internal youth or make you live longer or something like that. And she's supposed to be sewing his shirts, and she opens this chest that's in his room, releases this god, and it's an ancient god, and for some reason his brother locked him in his chest, and he's incomplete. Like, he's missing an ear, missing an eye, missing other body parts. And in order to be whole, in order to reclaim his throne, he needs to find all of his other parts and become whole again. So yeah. And yeah, I'm only 52 pages in, but yeah, I do like the writing style. And I'm intrigued to see what will happen. And with the brother, it seems like we are kind of introduced to the underworld, and it seems like, to me at least, that if you say the name of the god, it kind of alerts them, which is interesting. So yeah. And yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm gonna try and do some more writing, just because I've only been writing recently, so I wanna. And yeah, I'm not sure what my plans will be for today. I'm pretty sure I'm staying home, so yeah, hopefully in the next couple of days I do go somewhere, as the weather is supposed to be quite nice, like in the 60s, like. So yeah. So it's the next day, and it's actually quite a nice day. I think it's supposed to be in the 60s today, so I'm planning to go for a bit of a walk this afternoon with my mom when she's done with some of her work. But yeah. And I will probably try and take B-roll of them. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, today I've just done some work, and I've done some more reading of Gods in Jade and Shadow, and I'm actually enjoying this, thankfully. If you've noticed, the last couple of books this haven't really been for me, unfortunately, but so far I'm liking this. I'm on page 102, and yeah, I'm liking it. I am liking seeing the development of the, I guess, friendship or relationship between, I'm gonna have to look at my book again, because I'm not gonna be able to say either of their names without it, but Cassiope and Han Kane. Like, I am liking seeing the development of their relationship. Like, it's just interesting and fun and whatnot. So yeah. And I'm also liking, in a way, Cassiope is a conflict, because she's been raised with the Christian religion of one God, and she knows the stories of both, but she's been told the stories of the old gods in a way that makes them seem less favorable than the Christian God, which is understandable. Every storyteller has a motive for telling the story, so. But she's seeing that some of the stories are not quite true, that things are not what it seems, and I'm liking that. I guess conflict she has internally between this new religion she's been taught, well, she's been raised on, and the old religion that some people used to worship, so yeah. And it is also fun because she's from this small, like, village where people, like, I don't know, they're old-fashioned, I guess, like, oh my god, what is the word, like, they have to dress a certain way, like, basically, full-length skirts, like, very long skirts, long hair, like, I guess, in a way traditional, I guess, I don't think that's the right word, but the church kind of rules over the people, like, and they listen to what the church says is the right way to dress and look and whatnot, like. And she is seeing in other cities it's not quite like that, like, women have short hair like American flappers, and it's more modern. So I am liking that. So yeah. And yeah. So it's the next day, and as you saw, I did go for a bit of a walk yesterday, and I did go for a bit of a walk today. And today's actually supposed to be quite warmer than yesterday, and I felt like it was warm. Yeah, by the way, I'm now home, as you see, and I have done some more reading of Gods of Jade and Chateau, and now I'm on page 160, and I'm still liking it. I am liking how the gods are kind of being brought to life by the stories humans told, by the belief humans had in them, and even when the humans stop believing in them, they just still existed outside the humans' imagination. So I'm liking it. Martin does come by to Cassipa. Cassipa, what was that? To Cassiope? I don't know how I've learned her name. And we do get his perspective, and we see how different he is to his cousin. Like, we see so many instances on how the two are different due to their circumstances. Like with Cassiope kind of being seen as this servant in the household. She just wants to leave the town and whatnot. But with Martin, because he's almost the head of this family, of the most wealthiest family in his town, and people know him, he's content with it. And when he's out of the town and no one really knows him, he doesn't like that. No one really knows him. No one gives a damn about his status. Like, yeah, I like that. And also, we are seeing more of like how, I guess, the connection between Cassiope and I'm horrible, 110% I'm horrible with names. On came with the fact like she does have a bit of his bone in her, how that's affecting the both of them. Like the fact that Kim isn't wholly himself is also affecting him, and it is interesting to see that like he's not fully reinstated to godhood, he's still human in a way, and yeah. So that is interesting to see, and I'm still liking the friendship or relationship or whatever that's forming between the two characters. So I think Cassiope especially because she did grow up in a like Christian religion, and the priest did have a lot of power over the people in her village, and she's been taught that a man and woman should not be together, should not be left alone together unless they are in a relationship. And when she's left alone with him, she's like, I shouldn't be thinking of him in this way. I should be a good Christian. My heart should be with Christ. My heart should be with Christ. Like, that's how she was having. There's a moment between us two, and I was like, yep. so I am liking this a lot. Yeah. And I'm not sure what my plans will be for tomorrow, as I think I have to go somewhere. We'll see, but yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be a bit cooler. I think today the high is about 70 and tomorrow's back in the 50s or 60s, so yeah, but still, spring is here. I'm happy. I like being warm. I don't like being cold at all. So so it's the next day and it's another quite warm day. So I think tomorrow was supposed to be chillier back in the 50s, whereas today's the 60s. So, and I did go for a bit of a walk in this outlet mall thing I've taken you into before a few times, and it was quite nice. And I have done some more reading of Gods of Jaden's Shadow, and now I'm on page 232. And I'm liking it a lot. I do like the relationship or whatever's happening between Cassiopeia and Kane. Will I ever remember how to say either of their names? No. Yeah, Cassiopeia and... Oh my word, not on this page. Damn it. But, yeah. Anyway, now I got. And he pointed out something that is true, that essentially they are poison to one another. Like, with the fact his bone is in her hand, he is sucking the life out of her, and so she will die eventually. Like, sooner or later, she will die if they don't take the bone out of his hand. And as well with the fact he's not, the longer it takes them to find all of his missing pieces, the more human he's becoming. Thus, godlike, I guess, or god. He's becoming, and I'm finding that interesting. And yeah, and they do mention like how words do have power on how we speak. We bring things to life, whether that's narrative or dreams or yeah. So I am liking that a lot. And yeah, that's having fun with this novel. And you should see me with this now, because I'm at the end of chapter 23 and I'm not blushing, but I'm just like, I guess swooning, because I do like the relationship between these two, and I know it's not gonna end well. Like, he is a god, he's gonna go back to his land to reign over his throne and whatnot, and she's just gonna continue on, and like, after what she's done, she's not gonna be welcomed home by her grandfather and Martin, or like, maybe her mother, but her mother doesn't have any power in this household. Like, she's just not going to be welcome back, especially after Martin tells the village on what she's been up to, and with the way she looks now. Like, she'll have this reputation with her that will not be very, I guess, acceptable in their village. So, she has no choice but to move on. And also, one more thing, I do like the ways they're talking about the transportation, like, with trains, it's like it's either going one way and then going back the other. Like, it's kind of like a straight path almost with a train. And with cars, which she likes, you can choose which direction you choose. Like, you can go straight, you can go left, you can go right if you want to. Like, you have more choices. So I do like that a lot. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So it's the next day, and I've just done some grocery shopping and whatnot, and I've also done more reading. And I'm now on page 286 of Gods of Jade and Shadow, and things are kind of starting to heat up. It kind of got the confrontation between Han Kim and... Oh, I ever remember the name. No, or either name really, because the other name I'm also not confident with saying. Wu Cub came. We got that confrontation a bit, and we also see like what exactly the, I guess, torment between the two brothers will be, to see who will have power of the underworld and whatnot, and I'm intrigued. And Kim kind of tries to have Cassiopeia do something that might change things, and she's too much of a hero to do so. Like, it would be more of the, in her case, it would be more of a cowardly way out, but she's like, no. Like, she, there was a line in here I want to talk about, but I'm not sure. She has the, okay, I figured it out. She has the opportunity to see everything that has happened is like a bedtime story. You tell a child it's not writing a new story, it's not making a myth out of a story, and so yeah, like she knows stories, poems, all that kind of stuff. They do hold power, and that's the story. Like, she wants one ending to it, but she knows a different ending must happen, so she's accepting her fate. She knows. Yeah, and yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I guess I'm enjoying the relationship between our two main characters. Like, I'm not a woman, so I can see why people like it. It's because I'm kind of gushing over this one a bit. Like, I just like it a lot. It's because like their dynamics nice, and as well they're kind of like in a similar boat when it comes to one another, and how, because both of them like physically negatively affect one another in a way. Like, he is draining her of her mortal essence, draining her of life, really, killing her slowly, and she's draining him of his godlyhood. Like, she's making him more human, literally more human, and in both ways that is, I mean, that is a horrible thing in both ways. So yeah. So yeah, I'm liking it. And today is Saturday, which is the day I try to typically end my vlogs, but I will be finishing this book tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna extend this vlog another day. I'm just gonna finish this book tomorrow and then wrap up this video tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow. So it's the next day, and it's also the end of this vlog, and I just finished Gods of Jade and Shadow, and I really did like this. I liked the ending, how I guess a lot of the players are back in their rightful place. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna say the outcome of the, I guess, this tournament or race or whatever it was, but yeah, and I like the second the bone was removed from Cassiopea's hand, Hunkin. He had like a human heart sort of thing situation, because he was also slightly human, like he was half human, half god, I guess. I don't know, but that heart ceased to exist when that bone was removed. But it seems like his feelings for Cassiopeia were still there, like they're deeper than this, like the heart. So that was interesting. And with some of the players being back in their rightful place, the only person not back where they started is Cassiopeia. Like, her life is moving forward, like it's continuing on from this story, whereas the other characters, it's only like their stories restarting in a way, which is interesting. But yeah, she's finally doing what she wants to do. She's traveling, she's seeing places, and yeah, like, good for her. Yeah. And overall, like, with this book, I did like it. I liked the focus on narratives, how we kind of have control over them, like how they'll go, how a lot of time the narrative, like our actions don't impact our own narrative, but the narratives are myth-making of other people, like, yeah. Yeah, that's what I have to say for now, like, yeah. And I did like it a lot, and I think my next read will be Things We Do to Our Friends, I think it is, by Heather Darwin, which I'll go into more detail in my next vlog. But yeah, that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you comment below, tell me what you've been up to recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on any social media, then all those things are down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.